Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. I am trying a new a new platform tonight, which is called StreamYard. So it's a new platform, but an old me. No, that came out wrong. Not an old me. I mean, the me you're used to. Hello, everyone. Right now it's evening here on the East Coast. I'm on the East Coast. It is 7:15 EST, but you may be watching this not only in your time zone, but you may be watching this on the replay. If you do, leave a comment and just go hashtag replay. And I would be happy to connect with you and comment or read the comments and give you love. So thank you for saying yes. I did have a really nice Christmas. I'm getting ready for a very nice New Year's. Thank you very much for saying lovely things. I see you. I like this platform. I like it a lot. I can see your comments and give you love back. Mwah. So what's this all about? So when you see the title here, it is called Reflect, Accept, and Connect. I like that kind of rhymes, don't you? Reflect, accept, and connect. And this conversation is all about how to get your 2020 poppin'. Do the kids even still say that? We're going to get it all poppin'. I've been thinking a lot about 2019 and what I want for 2020, and I thought that I would come and give you all a very special gift of about 7 to 8 days of just pure love and energy and challenge and ideas and things to think about and things to write about that we can all do together to get ready for 2020. Now, a lot of people think about resolutions at this time of year. By the way, let me just stop and say, I hope your holiday was healthy and wonderful. I hope you enjoyed your friends and your family. And as a friend of mine says, your chosen family. I hope you had a really great time, and I hope you got everything you wanted. And I don't mean material things. I hope what I mean is I hope that you received the love that you wanted to receive, received the love and the family and the fellowship that you wanted. And if you didn't, some of what we're going to be talking about over the next few days will ensure that you get that not only by the end of next year, but right now. All of that is accessible to you right now, which is why we're going to reflect, accept, and connect. Happy holidays to all of you. So let me just give you a little bit of a frame for this. I fly a lot. Those of you who know me know that I travel quite a bit. I'm an actress, a comedian, and a speaker. I've done a lot of speaking, a lot of coaching. I have amazing clients that I coach, and I travel quite a bit, and I go through a lot of airports. And all these airports, when you log on to their private Wi-Fi, by the time you get, past the first few clicks, it always says at the end, accept and connect. You have to accept and connect. And it got me thinking about how can we in our lives accept certain things and connect to the best version of ourselves. So I connect to the Wi-Fi whenever I travel because I want to be able to go live, or I want to be able to send emails, or I want to be able to check my social media. I have to accept and I have to connect. And I thought, wouldn't it be really cool if I could share with you some ways that I accept myself, accept my victories, accept my challenges, accept the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how I connect to the best version of myself, how I connect to my friends and family, how I connect to the dreams that I have, how I want to connect to my vision for 2020. It's kind of cool that 2020 is a thing that we say when we talk about our eyesight. Perfect eyesight is considered 2020. Perfect vision is considered 2020. And I think that we would all do really well to use that theme for 2020 going forward in this new year and into this new decade. So I'm going to talk to you about how to accept and connect. But first, we have to reflect. So I don't really believe, oh, you like that, Shanice? Yeah, accept and connect. You have to accept it. If I want the Wi-Fi in an airport, if I want the Wi-Fi in a hotel, if I want the Wi-Fi in any public space, I have to accept and connect. And there's a responsibility that goes with that. And I'm going to show you how I've put it all together for you. Like I said, I've got 8 days of these discussions that we're going to have, 8 days of these lessons I'm going to have, these 8 days of just challenges and questions that I want to talk to you about to accept the version of you that already is, connect to the version of you that you want to be. But first, we have to reflect on what is and reflect on what was this year. So can we do that right now? Let me check in and see how you're doing. Yes. Send me a message if you want me to come to the Star Dome, because yes, I still do stand up. Okay. So I wanted to give you that context before I launched into all of this. So number one, I have some notes here because I really wanted to really give this to you in a beautiful way. Oh, so what I'd like you to do is to show up every day and bring a journal. Bring some paper and a pen or a pencil. Does anybody still say pencil? Get you a pencil and a journal. And I'm sure that at this time of year, many of you have begun writing in a journal or preparing your resolutions. I have said for many years that I don't believe in resolutions, only because the connotation of resolution is that January 1, your whole life is going to change. I have mixed emotions about that, because the truth is we start January 1 with all this momentum. And I don't know if you're like me, but I'm going to tell the truth. By January 17th, I done lost all that momentum. Well, that's because I didn't put things in place in order for me to establish the new version of me, or to make those goals real by breaking them down and really getting them prepared to be successful. In order to be successful, well, you've heard this phrase before, success leaves clues, right? And so you have to write your goals and then get in action and do what needs to be done in order for it to happen. It just doesn't happen on its own. So I don't really like the term resolutions. I like the whole idea of setting new intentions, setting new decisions, and really making new declarations. But we'll get to that on day 6 or 7. We'll get there. Let's just start by reflecting. So let's take a look at your 2019. So if you've got a journal, get it out, or you hear these questions, maybe come back and watch it again and listen to the questions and go and write them in your journal when you do have it available. And by the way, feel free to share this with friends. This is just a free series I'm doing for everyone because it's the gift giving season. Actually, every day is a day to give a gift and receive one too. So receive this. Number one, let's reflect. Let's reflect on 2019. I've said this a few times. 2019 was a very interesting year for me. There were lots of challenges, and I look back now and I go, lots of victories and lots of lessons. And we're going to go through all of this throughout this little mini series. But I want you to take a good hard look at your 2019, at the circumstances of 2019. And what are you willing to take ownership of in your challenges? What was challenging for you? I don't like to use the word wrong, but what went wrong? What didn't go right? What was difficult for you? What was not easy for you? What went wrong? And I want you to write that question down and just think about what went wrong, but not from a perspective of victimhood. There's a lot of us that take a look at circumstances in our life and we point the finger at what the other person did or what the other experience was or what really happened or what they did or what they did. But I want you to do, my good friend Erica Alexander, yes, the one who played Max on Living Single, used to say to me, when you point the finger, 3 fingers point right back at you. When you point the finger, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. So I want you to take responsibility for what your involvement may have been in something that went, and I'm going to do air quotes, wrong, or in something that was a challenge for you. What's your responsibility? What could you have done differently? Could you have reacted differently? Could you have taken a deep breath before you yelled at someone? Could you have looked at something with a fresh new perspective? I'm not saying take all the blame. I'm saying look at something that went wrong. Look at something that was a challenge for you and ask yourself, what's my responsibility here? How could I have done things differently? Not from a place of judgment, just from a place of fresh perspective. What could I have looked at, done differently, thought differently? How could I have moved in a different way that might have created a different outcome, or that might have solidified the outcome of what had happened? Again, no judgment at all, but it's just reflecting on your year. What was the most challenging? And reflect on your year in general. Like, what was the overarching theme of the year? And did you succeed in what you wanted to do? I do think overall that 2019 was tough for people, but we got through it and we're still here. And there's renewed energy every year that we get ready to celebrate a new year. I don't know about you. Don't you get excited about the new year? Don't you get excited about what's to come and what's to be? And this whole 2020 vision energy, and 2020, by the way, a fresh new decade. We are starting a whole new decade. I want to do it with you. I'm going to start this together, and it starts with reflection. So I'm going to stop and take a look at some of your comments here. Yeah, that's right. Forget resolutions. It's about results. I like that. You accept what you're telling me? Thank you, Mary. Wonderful, wonderful. So what was your challenge? And again, not with judgment, but just looking at, being willing to look at it. Being willing to look at it is such a big part of it. So you're going to write this down, and you're going to allow the challenge and what I'm asking you to look at to reveal itself to you. Really reflect, really stop everything you're doing, take some time to just reflect on this big challenge or this big experience or something that went wrong, and really break it apart, and really just with all honesty and no judgment whatsoever, just look at and go like, what was my responsibility in this? I'm going to say this, even relationships that don't turn out the way you want them to, there's always the responsibility of two. And I don't care if somebody did you wrong. Isn't that a song? The Somebody Did Me Wrong song. Somewhere in there, there was some responsibility of you. And I don't mean blame. I mean, maybe you could have requested more communication. Maybe you could have tried a little bit more. Maybe you could have seen it from their perspective and go, I see it from your perspective and it's terrible and I'm leaving. Maybe you could have said, I see it from your perspective and maybe I'll stay a little bit longer. I'm just giving you an example of a relationship. You know, what could you have created more space for your mate to blah, blah, blah? Did you say no too many times? Did you say yes too many times? Did you not create a boundary for yourself? Did you not tell the truth? Were you dishonest? Whatever it is, just be really honest with yourself. Valerie says her challenge will be to live your full potential at 54. Let me say this, the 50s are the best. I will be 58 in about a week and a half, and I so love the 50s. So those of you who are in your 50s and beyond, it's a good thing. So what was the good, the bad, and the ugly of your challenge? Look at all of it, and leave your comments here and tell me what you think, or write it in your journal. Write it in your journal. So today is day one. For those of you who are coming in late, today is day one of the Reflect, Accept, and Connect challenge, or just experience. It's not even a challenge because I'm not going to challenge you. Oh, yes, I am. Actually, I am going to challenge you to start with reflection, and then we're going to move into accepting certain things and then connecting to the best version of you. And I'm going to give you some real world tips and techniques to get your 2020 started off with such strength, beauty, positivity, and possibilities. Let me say this also, like I was saying about the new year, that really the new year comes and it's about possibilities. So I'll tell you a story. When I was a little girl, and it was explained to me that we were, tonight was the night that was the new year. I just used to stare out the window thinking that the world was going to change, because everybody talked about it was a new year and the new year was coming and you were going to be new and everything was going to be renewed and refreshed. And I would stare out the window at midnight. I guess I was a weird kid. I was. I accept that I was a weird kid, and I would wait for things to change. So I thought maybe the trees would start leaning a different way, or maybe the snow would be falling a different way. I grew up in New York, so sometimes it was snowing. Maybe the snow would fall to the left instead of the right, or I just thought that things would literally change. And the truth is, change happens bit by bit, minute by minute. Sometimes it's imperceptible. You can't even see it happening. But when you have put things in place for yourself, change will happen. Well, first of all, change is going to happen. We know that that's going to happen. But you can be in charge of your change. And it may be something that you don't see right away, but over time, second by second, minute by minute, day by day, week in and week out, the change will come. And you can be in control of that change. I am no longer interested in just flowing with the wind and letting things happen the way they happen and giving my power away. That's what true power is. Power is not that whole thing of like, yeah, I'm a boss, I'm in charge, I'm gonna tell you what to do. Although that has some power in it. The truth is, the true power is personal power. It's making decisions, making choices based on what you want, where you want to go, what you are willing to reflect on, accept, and connect to. It's all in your hands. It's all in your heart. It's all in your power to do. So that's what we're going to talk about over the next few days. All right. So I'm going to take a look at the time. Take a look at some of the comments here. I did have a great holiday. Excuse me. I'm talking so much. I need some water. I'm going to look at some of the comments. Hi, Nita. Hi, Bertha. Ready to do the work? Awesome. Let me say this. It's just a little bit of work. It's a little bit of work for a whole lot of results. A little bit of work. Like I said, the reflection, looking at your life, to looking at what you really want. There's some decisions that have to be put in place. And there's some actions that need to be put in place. Excuse me. And then it's so much easier than just flying by the seat of your pants. Hold on. Why am I coughing? Excuse me. I'm going to reflect on this cough, accept that I need a cough drop or a cup of tea, and connect to stopping this cough. I wasn't weird. I was being me. Thank you so much. Yeah, I would literally stare out the window. My mother would say, come on, let's celebrate. I go, no, I want to watch the world change. The truth is, change happens in small steps and then in big possibilities. I want to be a part of that with you. Let me be your hold your hand on this and be your sister in all this. And I mean sister and sister. Yes, I'm all right. I have never coughed on a live stream before. All right, so reflect on what we talked about. Go back and watch the replay if you want to. Feel free to share with others that you would love to be part of this experience. Like I said, we're going to go about 8 days. I have all this content for you. Look at my notebook. Can you see my notebook? Got my notebook. I've been working on this for you because I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. All right, I'm going to stop coughing. And I'm going to let you go. I'm about to go out to dinner with some good friends of mine. But I want you to know that I want you to reflect, accept, and connect. And today is what went wrong, what were your challenges, what wasn't quite what you wanted to be, and what was your responsibility in it? How could you have done things a little bit differently? And what will you do differently in 2020? All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening, what's left of it, or when you watch this, the rest of your day. Leave your comments for me. I'm going to come back and check them out. And every day I'm doing this for the next few days. I've got exciting things for you. I really do. We're going to get 2020 rolling and strong together. All right? Have a great evening. I need some more water. Bye.